Well, hello there and good evening everybody in the stream. Back for FTRL and GT2, the GT2 boys. My name is Unsafe Release and thankfully tonight I'm not all alone in the commentary booth. Good evening Pagani.
Yeah, hola everybody. It's been a while since I've done commentary, but yeah.
You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Yeah, thank you for tuning in and for helping me out with this. As I just found out last week, it was a little bit too much action to cope with myself. So yeah, as we are heading into qualifying, the GT2 boys struggling around Sardegna B, I might guess. So what do you expect from tonight?
It's a very easy track to make a mistake at. There's gravel traps that just pull you in at the slightest mistake, so consistency will be key. It always is with GT, but expect a few different names running up the front. So, not to put pressure on anyone, but Mikey's look quick, but it does like a mistake.
Yeah, as he just went wide and loses his car on the gravel trap, yeah. The qualifying didn't even start yet, so yeah. Let me go on board with Aaron, as he's the front runner at the moment, going for the first flying lap of this Sardegna B, or Sardegna Road Track B layout. Now finds himself onto the start-finish straight, crossing the finish line and going into turn 1. Slightly of a left kink here, up the hill, hardly braking on the 100-meter board. Takes a little bit off the curb on the exit to get more of an angle into turn 1. Turn 2 is quite easy flat out. Also turn 3 onto the curb into the left-hander, and now the first big braking point here, up the hill into the left-hander hairpin. Looks quite decent to me for the moment. And now comes the fun part, braking just when the barrier on the left-hand side appears into this banked right-hander hairpin. Now down the hill, always tricky here with the gravel on the left-hand side. Don't touch the wall on the right-hand side here as you go down. Another left kink flat out, hardly braking into the tricky right-hander up the hill. As the exit, as Aaron finds himself in the gravel here. Just was about to mention it, the corner tightens on the exit, so always watch out for the gravel. And now basically just 3 left-handers flat out, slightly on the brakes maybe here for the next left-hander. 1 gear down into the left and right-hander chicane onto the start-finish straight, and that's basically 1 lap around Sardegna B. And let's see what Aaron is able to do. What kind of lap times he's setting at the moment, 1:25.8, but surely there will be an improvement. We've seen that from the practice everyone has done so far.
There's actually straight in with a 24 flat. That little mistake from Aaron will have cost him a little bit, but he's got time in there. He's got plenty of time in the session to improve, so I don't think he's too reduced yet. The two Hyundais are feared by Gaming and Mikey are racing each other into turn 1, which isn't going to help either of them, unfortunately. Both of them have lost out there, unfortunately. But Mikey's put himself 4th. That's happened. Go on, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of minutes before I joined the lobby, or when I joined the lobby, a couple of minutes before the qualifying started, Mikey was leading the practice session, so he seems quick for the moment. But still, it's switchback in P1, provisional pole, goes very wide, also finds himself in the gravel, has to abort his lap. Chunky Sport in P2, also very decent lap time for the moment, 24.7.
Well, Chunky Sport started this session as I tend to, and just let everyone go from outfit lane, just got a nice gap and he's running by himself, but he's now gone so quickly that he's caught up with some traffic in front, so
yeah.
It's unfortunate how that works.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 2.5 minutes left in the session, so he can back out a little bit and go for another attempt. So meanwhile, we are in the dying stages of the qualifying session. Leave us a comment, please, if you can hear us loud and clearly. Would be very appreciated. Fieber tuning in. Good evening, Fieber. Nice to see you. Lee, guten Tag, Herr Unsafe und Herr Pagani. Yeah, a little bit of German skills in the chat already from Lee.
I'm not even going to try because I can barely speak English.
Yeah, it's basically just good evening, Mr. Unsafe and Mr. Pagani. So some German lessons tonight. And yeah, good evening, Cartman. Also very nice to see you, and I hope you are already prepared for tomorrow's race. And
I saw a lot of Cartman's Renault last week, so
yeah, I'm not too sure if the Renault is quite handy around here, especially through the fast corners.
Well, Zom's put his 5th at the moment, which is literally as mid-grid as he could get, so it could be very average, but it could be very good, so we'll see. I mean, there's a bit of slipstreaming going on, which can get you at least 2 or 3 tenths down the start-finish stretch.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, there are only just 10 taking part tonight, so we are missing Glow Sticks, who can't race tonight for personal reasons. Danger Cop is missing, and Nexus Cats just put in a message in the absence tab. He might join throughout the races, so would be lovely to see 1 or 2 more in the game.
It would, but in the meantime, Mikey's just put himself on a 24-3 to put himself second.
Yeah, and it's just 3 tenths behind Switchback, so still another attempt to go as the tires heat up, get some temperature in.
Oh, Jonesy's had a spin in front of Aaron.
Oh, das ist nicht gut, not good. So, but oh, and look at that, Switchback might get a nice toe as he's on the right-hander up the hill into and bins it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see if Devil's Nightmare behind also tried to avoid Switchback and compromised his lap.
I don't want to get the typical Zach maneuver if you put it in the gravel, but you know.
Yeah, but let's keep an eye on just Mikey. He's approaching the last sector and he's also up on his time, setting purple sector times. So is Mikey actually able to snatch pole from Switchback?
If he does, he may wet himself, but...
And he will gain some huge confidence again. So onto the start-finish straight he goes, very tight on the inside now, going for the shortest line to the finish line, crosses the line and puts himself on pole!
Oh my god!
Whoa! Wow, I'm very impressed with that. Junkie Sport also finished the lap, and we are just waiting because Jonesy is in the pits. So
Feared by Gaming.
Yeah, feared by Gaming. Haven't seen too much from him yet.
He set personal best first sector, a little bit down in the middle sector, but it's been an okay last sector, so can he improve?
Yes, he improves himself, just 3 tenths behind Gravity. And yeah, who have thought about that? Just Mikey on pole, slightly, 200ths ahead of Switchback.
Yeah, I'm speechless. Mikey's on pole. Like, what have I just witnessed? Like,
I'm very disappointed by Aaron, by the way. He's just starting from P3 on his wheel setup, so should maybe go back to pad.
I was gonna say, I think Aaron went to pad last week and he's gone back to his wheel this week. So.
Okay. I don't know. I know where the pace and Prancet come from. So Chunky Sport starting from P4, also very good effort from him. Som in P5, splits the field quite a bit. Then we have Devil's Nightmare in P6, Jonesy in P7, Nobby Norris in P8. After his great effort he's done in Prancet, might keep an eye on him. Gravity is starting from P9 and Feared by Gaming from P10. And while we are waiting for the qualifying to end, let me quickly go through the standings. So Switchback is leading by 75 points ahead of Aaron on 73 and Gravity is on 67 points. Then we have Houdini's Wi-Fi in P4, Junkie Sport P5, Jonesy P6. Just Mikey in P7, let's watch out for him tonight, might make some ground on the standings from starting from pole. Nobby Norris in P8, Danger Cop in P9, Devil's Nightmare in P10, Som in P11, Glowsticks in P12, Nexus Cats in P13, And our new addition to the GT2 guys, Fueled by Gaming P14. So, Pagani.
The first 2 weeks, I'm going to watch Nobby off the line because his first corners have been interesting. Whether he's done some interesting moves, had a little bit of contact with us, so I'm going to watch Nobby and make sure he gets through turn 1, fingers crossed, cleanly.
Yeah, that's what we are. Everybody is hoping for. Everybody in the stream expecting. Yeah, put some money on just Mikey's win, second win in this season. Let's not jinx him, but he is a very fast switchback next to him, and hopefully we get a better camera angle. Come on, I love to see the rear of the cars on a start.
Well, for the first time ever, it's not 2 Subarus on the front row. There is a Hyundai on that front row.
Lights out, away we go. Just Mikey still in the lead, even though the Subaru has a very good getaway from the line. Switchback right in the slipstream already, going into turn 1. But looks like just Mikey can keep the lead. No, Switchback very ambitious around the outside and goes for the lead, and that's it. That's how you do it.
Nobby's got through turn 1 this week. Go on, Nobby.
And Aaron also now he finds himself fighting here with Mikey. As he tries to snatch away P2 from him. Mikey a little bit wide, going up the hill, side by side now into the tricky right-hander.
Yeah, and Junkie Spot is right behind. There's an opportunity. It is often easiest to overtake someone when they're already defending from someone else. So.
But as you said, yeah, everybody got through very clean. No one in the gravel yet. Oh, and very late move here by Aaron, going into the right-hander up the hill and takes away P2 from just Mikey. So now Mikey just needs to keep his head down. Don't lose too many positions now. Still a podium for everything to grab for.
Devils and Nobby side by side for 8th place in the background. Nobby's clipped the grass. He's getting the point in the right way though.
David Nightmare side by side with Fueled by Gaming. Nobby Norris just, yeah, luckily still in the slipstream of the guys. And look at that switchback now, 1.7 seconds ahead in the lead.
Mikey attacking Aaron in turn 1.
Yeah, he's not giving up. That's always good to see. I mean, if he feels like here's the pace, he's confident enough, why not? Maybe just on the start, lost out 1 or 2 positions and now find yourself a rhythm, keep your head down. Yeah, just 2 minutes too late, I would say. But he'll be there for the next race, that's always good to see.
Oh, in the background, Fiat to clip the gravel and go for a half spin.
Oh, there he is.
Lost a few seconds.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, and switchback very wide into the gravel. Loses out a bit. But still the gap is 2.1 seconds. Is Aaron now able to catch up after he's had a blissful qualifying, starting from P3? And also Mikey lost out a little bit. Now he's out of slipstream range.
This is a position where you don't want Aaron behind you. When he's got space behind him, he's got no pressure and he can do his own thing.
Yeah.
However, that Hyundai is gaining rapidly in a straight line.
Yeah, that's the only benefit I experience from the Hyundai. It's very good in straight lining, but around corners you can, yeah, bin it or put it in the bin.
It's fine. We'll do a double points race at special stage. Straight lines.
Yeah, I still regret a little bit the choice, but yeah, I stick to it, and just the season is over anyways for me, points-wise, so just enjoy the racing around me, even though I just finished in like P8 or P9, but it's fine. Can't wait for the new game.
It is March 3rd, 4th, around there.
Oh, Som with a very ambitious move, I was going to say, but he backed out, trying to attack Chunky Sport ahead of him, who seemed like he was going for a move on just Mikey, but now lost out to him, so he is still in slipstream, but now loses out on top of the hill. Gap is 8 tenths now.
The fan favourite from the last 2 weeks, Jones, he's in 6th. Making his way forward, he's caught in the back of the zone after the zone pulled out with that new rookie spot. That Mustang should be quicker than that corner on the straight line.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe he's going for the move. Now finds himself on the outside, going for the left-hander. But sometimes I got the feeling if you go into turn 1 around the outside is quite a better line. But in some, yeah, later on the brakes, defense from his P5. So no chance for Jonesy in this lap.
Gravity find himself a bit further down the field than he has been in the first couple of weeks, but right on the back of these two in front now. So we have a 3-car battle with the front back. To be fair, Devils is within slip, so bringing Nobby with him, so we've got a 5-car train for 5th.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, but Gravity in the gravel. Almost we had a 4 or 5 car battle even here for P5. But Gravity, yeah, that's very tricky, the right-hander, the banked right-hander. You can always find yourself on the outside. And Nobby Norris, yeah, good stuff. Takes advantage of the dirty tires Gravity is now carrying. And up the front, nothing changed so far. Switchback still 2.8 seconds ahead of Aaron, even increasing his gap now. And just Mikey, just won't let loose, so still in the slipstream of Aaron ahead.
Switchback has done 2 laps that would have put him on pole, so yeah, his pace has picked up in race 1. Aaron lost half a second that last lap, which has allowed Mikey to close back in on him, so yeah, this fight is not over yet.
Yeah, as I said, just keep your head down, find a rhythm, and sometimes it's good to have like a car ahead of you, taking lines. You can see how or where he's braking, and yeah, just need to stay in the tow and maybe find yourself a good chance later in the race. Junkie Sport looks like he's settled in P4 for the moment. Nothing to fight for.
At the moment, his brakes look where they should be. They don't look 5 to the rear this week, so fingers crossed he should be able to
I mean, yeah, after the first week, he improved a lot. I mean, racing-wise, haven't seen too many errors from him.
What's happened up front? The gap has come down to 1.6. Zach must have made a mistake.
Yeah. Aaron's closing in, just 1.6 seconds. You're right. So maybe into second sector something must have happened.
Aaron's flashing his hazard lights at Mikey. Mikey's going for the move up the inside. Into turn 1.
Oh, he backs out.
Oh, Aaron's gone deep though.
It's very unusual to see from Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron's never deep, ever.
He's unhuman, perfect robot driving the car. But now, yeah, switch back. Sorry, just Mikey now back in P2. So very lovely.
Gravity's off. He's clipped the wall in sector 1.
And now
side by side with Nobby again.
Yeah, they both in the Subaru having a lovely battle here for P7.
It's allowed Devils to close back in after a mistake on lap 4.
Oh, Gravity gives... that was a nice little bump up the hill. Now give the position back, that would be lovely.
Don't think it's gonna happen.
Let's see, maybe you just don't wanna give it back yet because Devil's Nightmare is inside. Let's keep an eye out on him. Flashing the headlights down the hill as they go onto the start-finish straight. Also indicating, yeah, he's letting him pass back again. Also drops a message in the chat, he's sorry. So, always good to see, yeah, but that's what I was talking about. He doesn't want to give Devil's Nightmare the position and still finds himself ahead of Nobby Norris, so, not too sure what's going on here. So from my understanding, Gravity would be very nice to give the position back. But Norby Norris is hanging on now. Gravity is wide again and clips the wall! I think that's the same error he made quite a couple laps ago.
Well, good news is give the position back. Bad news he's also lost his seconds.
Well done. Nicely done. Okay, so now Switchback somehow made it back. Oh, Mikey!
He did very well to keep hold of that.
Come on, Mikey. You can do it.
However, Mikey's little mistake, and I remember stuck behind, is a loud GT spot in the slipstream range.
Yeah.
However,
I think
he had a very bad last corner.
I think Mikey is now overdriving the car. He's trying to get into P1, trying to aim for Switchback, who is clearly on a better pace tonight. And yeah, finds himself in the gravel, making some errors, braking too late. And now, yeah, that was always going to happen.
Yeah, I think with this racing this season, it's best to know when to pick your battles and say, look, I can only get this high, and if just do consistent laps and just see what happens, because you're not going to catch 3.5 seconds on pace.
Yeah. Just always need to wait for an error someone's making.
Yeah.
But for the moment, looks like even though Switchback must have had a moment somewhere as he lost time a couple laps ago, gained the time back, is now easily 3.5 seconds ahead of Aaron.
Well, Lee has made a very bad pun in the chat saying Gravity should be called Gravelty.
Good evening, Sean, also known as SBY. Hope you're doing well, and wish you just a speedy recovery to get you back in the booth. Maybe next week would be lovely. Oh, and he's wide again into the barrier. Oh, also Mikey follows him in through the grass.
No one wants to be in second place anymore.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking now. Nobody wants to get the second position here, because that's always the first loser.
Yeah, fingers crossed you're feeling better for tomorrow, Sean, and you're race ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, I haven't done too much practice yet, so so I don't know the times I'm doing. Maybe 24 flat.
I keep doing laps and then I end up back playing Assetto Corsa, so that doesn't go well. Then I forget how to play GT. So yeah, figure it out. We'll be fine.
So now that Mikey is back in P2, he also, or since Mikey and Aaron battling for the whole race, Chunky Sport, yeah, closed the gap to those guys. And now he's fancy looking for a podium spot.
At the moment, we've got a battle for 9th place as Fear has just overtaken Gravity. As Fear has just set his personal fastest lap, so he's getting quicker as Gravity's dropped back towards him.
Yeah. As they approach Sector 2, Feared by Gaming needs to defend from Gravity. Maybe Gravity going for a move on the inside. Yeah, very late on the brakes and up the hill, but Feared by Gaming on the outside has a better run up the hill. Good exit, and yeah, keeps P9 for the moment. And the battle for P2 still unfolding. Mikey now slightly with a bigger gap to Aaron.
Chunky Sport is definitely in this battle now.
Yeah.
Again, he just set his fastest lap on the last lap, so everyone seems to be getting quicker towards the end of the race.
Yeah, now the race is coming to end. The tires are very good up to temperature. Grip level is very high on the track, and yeah, consistency is the key. So Chunky Sport managed to close the gap to Aaron and Mikey ahead of him. And also doing very consistent lap times, as you can see from Chunky Sport. 24.4, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.8, 0.9. So yeah, he looks racy. Oh no, Mikey, a little bit of a touch on the exit.
Yeah, I've seen. I followed a couple of rear-wheel drive cars through that and seen them clip gravel, and it seems very difficult to catch the car again.
Yeah.
I was following Mr. T. Schmidt through there, and yeah, he kicked a lot of gravel in my face, then spun and crashed into me, which, to be fair, nearly happened last week. So
Yeah, I mean, even though you're in the Subaru, which is a four-wheel drive, you still can find yourself spinning here in the gravel trap. It's a very tricky gravel around Sardegna. Always finds victim. Oh, battle for P2 now and unfolding. Getting tighter and spicier.
There's also a current battle. I mean, Devils is closing the gap to Nobby for our reverse grid pole. So the battle for 7th is beginning to heat up. 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, we have to keep that in mind. When you finish P7, you will start from pole in the next race. But the closest battle on track so far between Mikey and Aaron. Aaron on the outside, down the hill, both carrying a penalty. But you can easily get rid of it heading into turn 1. So not much of a deal at the moment. Junkie Sport just sitting behind, waiting, and yeah, maybe gaining an advantage whenever somebody's making a mistake like Mikey now. A little bit too deep into the corner. And Aaron back in P2.
Junkie Sport still going around the outside of Mikey.
Yeah, Junkie Sport having nothing of it. Yeah, he's just a little bit wide. Keeps the car in a straight line, luckily. And now just Mikey with the Hyundai top speed. Yeah, with the straight line advantage. Maybe gets back into P3 again.
Switch back out front for the couple of 5 seconds. Will currently be talking to himself about how he had a party 6 months ago with 3 different people from 7 different countries. So we'll leave Zach to himself and focus on other people for the moment. But yeah, Zach is enjoying himself out front. Yeah, there's other battles on track at the moment, and this one for P2 is.
Oh, Junkie Sport going for the inside, trying to overtake Aaron up the hill, but yeah, Aaron has a better exit from the corner now. Oh, this battle is just awesome. Very nice and cleanly. Everybody just leaves enough space.
Mikey's trying the same move Aaron pulled on him last lap. Around the outside for the king. I'll give him the inside for the sort of hairpin right.
So
Down
Mikey. Yeah. Oh, yeah, just a little bit of a nudge, but it's fine. Oh, that wasn't too good. That didn't work out.
But everyone's still pointing the right way.
Yeah, but I think Mikey won't be pleased with that. Kind of a nudge from Junkie Sport there. But still 3 minutes left in the session. Just 1 second the gap now. Maybe if Mikey can put in some good lap times now, he will be able to catch back up to P3 again.
The issue with that is Mikey needs to calm himself, because he does tend to get himself caught up in the moment, likes to get himself hyped up, so hopefully just nice and chill, just remember there's 2 minutes left. Just, at the end of the day, 4th place is not a bad finish. It's good, great points for the championship.
But there's a good comment from Fieber in the chat. Lovely to see Mikey is fighting. So, yeah, you're right. Whenever I was racing him, I tend to feel like he's a little bit, or he's getting nervous around you, and a little bit, I don't know how to say, maybe too ambitious with some moves he's making, or loses the car quite often. But I think after his first win on the season, he gained some confidence. He know what kind of strengths he has now, and it's good to see him fighting. Yeah, that's right.
Well, the battle for 7th is 2/10. Devils is right in the back of Nobby now. Devils is looking to the inside. Can a BMW overtake us over it? No, he pulls out a bit.
So who's starting on pole for the next race? Just under 2 minutes left. Maybe 2 laps. They're getting in now.
So Devils is looking to race here, but I don't know. Nobby was my teammate last season, so I'm going to back Nobby.
Yeah, okay, you put your money on Nobby. I'll put my money on Devils, just because I think the BMW has a little bit better straight lane speed now as they're approaching turn 1. Let's see if Devil's Nightmare can make the move, but I think the gap is too big. Just under 4 tenths now. Nobby now is trying to break the toe. Devil's still closing. Couldn't make the move, but now. Oh, and that was tricky.
That was full Tom levels of sideways.
But he kept it on track, so Still, yeah, maybe into turn 8, I think it is. The right-hander up the hill.
Well, for all of our Aaron Taylor fans out there, he's just done his fastest lap of the race and has pulled away from this battle for 3rd place.
Yeah, just let me check. Yeah, switchback approaching the finish line, but I think he will go for another lap. So does Aaron. Will be tight.
I think so, unless switchback bottles the last corner. I mean, he has got a penalty again.
Oh, Aaron! Whoa, that was close. He clipped the inside barrier going down the hill on the left-hander and then almost touched the grass on the right-hand side. Lost huge momentum down the straight.
P7, because this is going to be their last lap, and there's...
So the race is finished, but Nobby Norris and Devil's Nightmare still battling it out for pole position for the next race. Who's finishing in P7? Yeah, Nobby crosses the line and stays in P7. So some already finished in P5, Jonesy in P6, Nobby Norris and Devil's Nightmare in P7, P8 respectively. Gravity comes home in P9, and I think further down everything just settled for the moment. Yeah, Switchback comfortably in the lead. Yeah, very impressive stuff.
I don't want to say I would laugh if Switchback managed to lose the race from here, but...
Don't jinx him, don't jinx him.
It's fine, Johnny's out, it'll be fine. But no, I think this is how they're going to finish now. It's about a second between all three.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the start, he went for the move into turn 1, overtook Mikey fair and square, and then he was just running away from the field. Didn't look like everyone else was going with the pace, and very well done, Switchback. First win of the night. Aaron comes home in P2, and also impressive stuff from Chunky Sport. And yeah, I mean, unlucky stuff for Mikey. Maybe could have finished on the podium there, but still 2 races left tonight. Everything and anything will happen, yeah.
It was unlucky for Mikey, but he kept the car pointing in a straight line. Finished 4th, that's good points, and he's got a good starting position for the next race. So.
Yeah, he got an extra point for pole, so good stuff from Switchback. Race winner, or race 1 winner tonight. And then, yeah, also Chunky Sport has done a very good job. I mean, yeah, he was just staying in P4, waiting for the guys ahead of him to make an error. And yeah, there he was, on the podium.
Well, in the chat we have Lee, who's gone full Toto Wolf when Mikey made a mistake. No, Michael, no, that is not, not the right line. So, yes.
No, Michael, no, that was so not right. Yeah, Aaron, we did save the replays, so don't you worry about that. Good evening, Peteman. Lovely to see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. And since we have like 10 or even 11 guys watching the stream, don't forget to leave a like. That would be very helpful for the stream and for the community. As we are now waiting for the second race to start, Aaron is just preparing the grid. Remember, P7 starts on pole for this race.
Do indeed, but yeah. Good afternoon, Pete. Well, it'd be evening now, I suppose, but a pleasure to have you with us again. I mean, it's nicer to have you on the grid, but oh, nice to see you in the chat.
I don't know what Lee is actually meaning with that. Needs more oomph, unsafe.
Yeah,
oomph.
I think he's on about your Toto Wolf impression. You need to give it some more.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm better not going for that. I'm not very good at impressions. No, Michael, no. That was so not right. I mean, I love the moment when it was live broadcasters on telly. The typical German... I don't know how to say it. The typical... the way he's saying that, you know, the sentence, how it's built, it's typical German, but one by one translated into English. Good evening, John Orchard. John Orchard. Yeah, sorry about that. Good evening, John. That's what I was going to say.
I believe that John from Div 1. So.
Commentator start in your best British accent. I don't know. I just can't say like, may I have? You want a cup of tea? That's the best what you get for tonight. Brad is also in the chat. Good evening.
To be fair, I can't even do a British accent, so you know, it's fine.
Yeah, I think the English we had in school classes was the most basic and Oxford English you could teach someone.
However, you mentioned cup of tea and now Lee is...
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't want to?
I mean, Lee always he either wants a cup of tea or he wants some rum. Like that's like two parts of Lee.
Tea and rum mixed together.
Just waiting for Devil's Nightmare to get into his car, so Aaron.
Let's drop him a message.
That was a wild gravity in the background.
Just for the lulz. Get into your car, Devil's Nightmare. We need to form the grid. Let me check the grid we are actually having now. I think, yeah, Devil's Nightmare should start from pole. No, sorry, Nobby Norris is starting from pole. John Z from P2, then Som in P3. Mikey in P4, Chunky Sport in P5, Aaron in P6 and Switchback starting from P7. Mikey, you're not supposed to watch the stream, you're supposed to race. Maybe that's why you finished in P4.
Well, Tom has just made a cup of tea in his Sports Direct mug, so well done, Tom.
Stephen Norris, when Unsafe has a better British accent than you. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, so... But thank you for that. Appreciate it. I'm working on it, just as Aaron is working on his German accent.
I mean, no doubt that will come out again tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that. Unsafe in P9, ja. Ich bin ja.
Oh, Devils is finally in his car, so...
Lovely.
Set.
So now
just... Ich bin
ja. So. And also now Houdini's Wi-Fi and Nexus Cats is joining, so good to see slightly more, how do you say, like, yeah, just more guys attending. That's always good to see.
Was it? To be fair to Houdini's Wi-Fi, he was probably asleep. Because I know Michael, and he falls asleep very regularly. So...
Yeah, I mean, he's P4 in the championship, so even though he just missed one race, still a lot of points you can lose out. But now I think he might start actually a little bit further down the field, even though he joined just throughout the race.
Well, good news. Zach will be less boring this race as Tom is trying to annoy him in the party. So keep it up, Tom.
So there's your crit. Snobby Norris, Jonesy, Som, Mikey, Chunky Sport, Aaron, Switchback, Devil's Nightmare, Gravity, Fueled by Gaming, Nexus Cats and Houdini's Wi-Fi starting from P12 respectively, and I just love to have this camera angle on the start. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And off we go into the second race of the evening. Nobby Norris seems to have a very good start. Clean getaway.
Had a fantastic start from P3. Gonna make it 3 wide.
Now 3 wide into turn 1.
Nobby builds from that, but Jones is looking around the outside.
Oh, and look at that, Som. Yeah, very good stuff from Som.
However, the man in P3, Mr. Taylor, has come from 6th on the grid to 3rd.
So the Subaru getting off the line very quickly, but Som even better, finds himself in the lead. just followed closely by Jonesy and Aaron side by side here. No, he backs out of it. Seemed like he was going for the move now. Aaron in P3, no. Couldn't make the move stick. Junkie Sport in P4. Nobby Norris luckily also had a good getaway.
It looks like Junkie Sport has had a rush of blood to the head in that Viagra car and he throws it down the inside of Aaron. Jonesy's had a slow hairpin and Aaron's got through. As has Junkie Sport. So Jonesy's down to P4 with Gravity sniffing at the rear end up the inside. So is Jonesy looking another one. Just trying to hold on the outside.
Still side by side now, going into the last turn. Switchback also looks like to make a move down the straight.
I mean, in theory, a Subaru should not be able to keep up with a Mustang, but there's 3 Subarus in a line getting the slipstream.
And now Junkie Sport makes a move around the outside on Aaron maybe. Aaron later on the brakes, keeps the position. Junkie Sport maybe for the switchback into the next corner. No, backs out. But this is the most interesting battle here so far for P4.
Junkie Sport is back up the inside of Aaron for P2.
Yeah.
Trying to hold it on the outside.
Oh, there must have been some contact between Feedback Gaming and Houdini's Wi-Fi, but very close battle here for P4. Oh, and who's that? Oh, Mikey! Oh, that's unfortunate. I just saw the car flying, and now he finds himself in the gravel.
Well, unfortunately for Nobby Norris, he's found himself back in the 7th place.
Yeah, and the field, yeah, already quite spread out the field. Houdini's Wi-Fi and Feedback Gaming already 12 seconds behind the leader.
So Fiat has waited up for Michael Lapp, who's obviously contacted later on in the lap, so it's nice to see.
But very good start from Zom, very impressive.
Oh, switchbacks wide, Devil's even further wide. Devil's on the grass, he's...
Oh no!
He's been the drifting lessons at Tom Smith's racing school. Oh, who's backwards in the background?
Yeah, Nexus Cat also was struggling and very wide on the exit.
He's got a run on Gravity for P7.
And now Aaron's going for the lead around the outside on Zom, and Junkie Sport also looks... Yeah, trying to take an advantage out of that, both battling here for the lead. Even now the battle for lead is becoming a threesome. Freeway battle into turn 3. Up the hill they go. Tom still in the lead ahead of Aaron. Yeah, both Devil's Nightmare and Nexus Cats taking the typical T-Smith BMW line. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lost for words. Because I was just witnessing Jonesy going wide, so he lost out quite a couple of positions.
Coming onto that straight, he was 1.5 seconds. Oh, he's sideways. Aaron making a move around the outside of Zom for the lead.
Oh, there's so much action going on now. I'm totally missing out on the battle for the lead here. But Aaron, yeah, just made it. Finds himself in the lead now, and Somlar is finding himself under pressure from Junkie Sport behind.
In the background, Switchback and Nobby Norris look like they're beginning to work together trying to close that gap to the front 3.
Yeah, and Junkie Sport around the outside goes for the lead. Sorry, not for the lead, for P2. But maybe for the lead, if he can keep up the pace he's doing at the moment. Further down, there's a nice battle here between Gravity and Devil's Nightmare for P8. As Gravity just made a move.
Oh, Houdini's Wi-Fi's in the gravel at turn 1 again. Sport taking my Nexus cards.
I bet $5 he hasn't done any practice for this track.
I bet $5 that he woke up 2 minutes before this race started. Oh, in the background, Gravity clipped the gravel on corner exit, which should give Devils the run down the hill. Devils up to P8.
Yeah, you can just see Mikey has the pace tonight. He's now, even though he had a mistake, went wide, finds himself back fighting for P6 here. Closed the gap quite quickly.
Has indeed. back up front. Aaron has pulled out a slipstream and he's got the gap to 1.1 seconds. On the junkie sport. Battling Zom. Zom is not giving up lightly at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on battle for P6 here at the moment. Jonesy still leading the pack. Slightly ahead of just Mikey in a very fast Hyundai down the straight. Going for the move, maybe into turn 1. Around the outside, late on the brakes. But Jonesy holds the inside and defends from P6 for the moment.
So that's brought Devils back into this fight. Gravity is within slipstream range, just not fell out of it again. But yeah, if these three keep battling, Gravity will be in this fight.
And Mikey finds the gap, tries to squeeze into the left-hander up the hill, but backs out of it, so still not able to make the pass on Jonesy. Oh, Gravity very wide on the gravel. Yeah, maybe Lee wasn't too bad with name-calling Gravity.
Well, Switchback has done pretty much equal to the fastest lap on that last lap, and is trying to close down the front three, but at the moment, he isn't managing to do so.
Yeah, meanwhile Aaron is comfortable in the lead by 1.6 seconds, but still, yeah, Junkie Sport and Zomwa fighting out P2. Junkie Sport's trying to break the toe down the straight.
Mikey's all over the back of Jones, he's starting from the start-finish straight. Jones is breaking slip. We're going to force Mikey to the outside again into turn 1. Does indeed. Mikey goes to the outside, he's tried this before. He tried braking early to go for the switch back on the exit.
Yeah, maybe Mikey just in an attempt to get rid of his penalty, just braking a little bit early into turn 1. And now, yeah, sometimes it's, I don't know, if you race someone and you don't have any penalties on top of your head, it seems like you can focus more a little bit, keep the head down. And yeah, let's see if he's able to pass Jonesy somewhere in this race. 12 minutes left in the session.
Oh, Zom's had a wiggle somewhere as he lost a second to Junkie Sport this lap. So Zach is closing in rapidly. Gap down to 1.1.
Yeah, because last time I checked, Zom was ahead of Junkie Sport, so Zom must have made a huge mistake somewhere and now finds himself in P3 with a fast approaching switchback behind. And Fieber in the chat, yeah, this would spice things up in the leaderboard if Aaron wins and switchback just comes home in P4. But still, plenty of time left to go for a podium or maybe P2 even.
Say from memory, Zom and Switchback are teammates as well, but I don't think that'll play too much into it yet. It's still early in the season. You never know.
Let me double check. Yes, that's right. Switchback and Zom are teammates, so if they're in a party and Switchback feels like he's faster on pace, I think Zom will make way or let him pass.
Oh, Mikey clipped the inside curb and was very sideways up the inside of Jonesy.
Oh, there he is in P7 for the moment. But luckily he didn't lose too much time, so he's still in slipstream of Jonesy ahead of him. But also Devil's Nightmare slightly.
Well, we've got Beth in the chat saying go on Nobby. Well, I'm pretty sure his Nobby's better off, so go on Beth.
Go on Nobby. Go on Nobby, yeah. I mean, he had quite a good impression around Prince Hedge last week, but yeah, just spinned it. But he showed some good pace. Let me double check. Some now under pressure from Switchback behind, pulling him along down the straight. Switchback now for the outside. I think some will just get off the throttle a little bit earlier. And let's Switchback pass easily. So now Switchback can chase down Junkie Sport ahead of him. 2.5 seconds is the gap at the moment. Let's keep an eye on that.
Tom is not happy in the chat. saying, what, do we actually have partner support? No, D never does that for me. To be honest, Tom, you were in a party with Rom yesterday and heard something else, so we won't go there. Yeah, Rom was practically decapitated last night in a party, so yeah.
So yeah, I'm just watching Nobby Norris in P5, doing a very good job at the moment. Now he just needs to focus and keep his head down, since Jonesy behind looks very racy, but he also has Mikey and Devil's Nightmare behind to watch out for. And Mikey has shown with the pole he set tonight, he's very good on pace.
She's always watching.
And D is for dumb parent support FS. You always gotta love to have some banter. So let me just quickly check. Yeah, Aaron checked out in the front. 3.4 seconds to get to Chunky Sport, and the gap to Switchback even increased now. So Switchback must have made a mistake somewhere.
To be fair, it was probably Tom antagonising him in the chat, asking how bingo is going. So yeah. Keep going, Tom.
Oh, Nobby Norris now under pressure from Jonesy, as Jonesy is going for a move around the outside, but it's not very wise to do on the left-hander up the hill. You always find yourself struggling a bit. Now, this is the closest battle we have on track so far, the four-way battle.
Well, we may have caused some sort of ruckus in the T. Smith household as D, or Christy, has tuned into the chat and isn't best pleased. For our sake, it was Tom's fault, so...
So, I'm just curious to find out if Jones or Mikey is finally able to make the move stick on Jonesy, but finds himself around the outside. Go, and Devil's Nightmare behind into the grass.
Mikey's still going on the outside. Jonesy holds on for now. Does he? No, it's still side by side. To go side by side through that last corner is difficult.
Yeah, now it's just a straight line battle down the straight. Who's got the faster top speed in the end? But oh, and the BMW of Devil's Nightmare also approaching. Free wide into turn one. Who's coming out on top? Oh, Mikey! That was close.
It was indeed. Devils is still side by side with Mikey on exit though. So is it going to be same status quo as he exit the corner? It is. That's impressive.
Yeah, but however, since Jonesy, Mikey and Devil's Nightmare are even battling for P6, this gives Nobby Norris a chance to get a little bit of a nice gap in between. 2 seconds now. So at the front nothing has changed, Aaron is just running away from everybody. Chunky Sport looks likely to settle for P2 at the moment, as Switchback couldn't close the gap the last couple laps. Nobby knows very impressive stuff, and yeah, who's getting P6 in the end? Jonesy, Mikey or Devil's Nightmare? Place your bets now in the comment section.
But Mikey is looking more and more racy as the race goes on, so I don't know. I'm going to say Mikey.
Yeah, if he just doesn't win it again.
Yeah. Well, look, it'd been nice to see Jonesy in a Mustang do well. Because I really love that car. But it doesn't like me.
Yeah, Jonesy is just having the widest Mustang at the moment you can have. Defending wherever it's possible, taking the right lines.
Well, the battle for P2 might not be done just yet as Switchback set his fast as that last lap and gained 1.2 seconds on Junkie Sport that lap.
Yeah, the gap last time I checked was 2 seconds, now it's coming down to 1.3. Ah, Junkie Sport is wide onto the gravel! Please! Oh no, you can't keep the car in the straight line. It's a little bit of a wobble, and yeah, there's Switchback back into P2 now. He says thank you for that. Easy move, done.
Anybody asks, it wasn't me that said that about Carl, it was Lee did it. Wasn't my fault.
Someone always jinxed somebody. So now that Chunky Sport has some dirty tires, this gives also Som the chance to go for a move into turn 1 maybe. And it would be a very lovely team result for Switchback and Som.
They might. It's so easy to make a mistake around this circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Som is looking.
Looking. Backs out. Still side by side into turn 3 maybe. Enough space is giving, that's very lovely to see. But Som holds the inside for the left-hander now. But Chunky Sport, very well done, can defend from P3 for the moment. But Som looks very decent and racy tonight. Might go for the podium. Oh, and very wide. Almost clips the barrier. It's not the barrier, the gravel. The gap between Nobby Norris and Jonesy has come down a little bit. 1.2 seconds now.
And Jonesy's pulled away from Mikey.
Yep.
Devils are still there, so Mikey can't just throw his one away just yet.
Yeah, I think Devils, since he... I don't know what car he was in when he started the season, I think... Was it the Subaru? He was in the Mustang, yeah, okay, so now I think when he went to switch for BMW, he feels more comfortable in the car and actually able to fight for positions. It's very lovely to see. Further down, Gravity in P9, Houdini's Wi-Fi in P10, Nexus Cats in P11 and Feedback Gaming in P12. Haven't seen too much from them because, yeah, all the battles unfolding in the top spots.
However, we will see from them in the last race as they will likely start towards the front. Unless something miraculous happens in this last 2.5 minutes.
That's absolutely right, yeah, as we have a reverse quit for the third race of the evening. And that's always the most exciting races.
Mikey's got himself right in the back of Jonesy again. He was out of slip game range, so either there's been a slight mistake or Mikey has nailed the first sector.
Yeah, I mean, just 2 minutes left in the session. Still 2 laps to go for Mikey. Trying to make it a pass on Jonesy. It's a very lovely exit around the right-hander up the hill. Also improving his lap time, so green sector 2.
Nobody set his personal best middle sector, so pull that gap back out to 1 for a second.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a look at the lap times Mikey is doing, I mean, in the first race when he was battling with Aaron and Switchback in the front, he was doing like 24s consistently, but now it's like 25, 26 even. So he has the better pace, but couldn't get past the Mustang ahead of him.
Right on the back of Junkie Sport for P3. This final podium battle is going down to the wire.
Let's have a look at Jonesy and Mikey for the moment. Since I just saw that Jonesy was going a little bit too wide into the left-hander, but now Mikey's still not able to make the move. Further up the front, Chunky Sport and Som, yeah, battling for P2. No, P3, sorry.
He's finding himself in this battle for what was P6, is now P5. Had a good exit from the hairpin. Looks like good exit, fantastic. Mikey's got the run on Jonesy down the inside.
I was just checking if... Oh, Jones is wide! And Double Simon goes also for the move, takes advantage out of that. And finally, Mikey is ahead of Jonesy. And they also finished the race now. I think Nobby Norris in P5, Mikey in P6, David Seidman in P8, Gravity comes home in P9.
So hard on Jonesy, he's held that 6th place, that 5th place, no 6th, all race.
Very unfortunate there for Jonesy. He has done a very good job defending from fast approaching Mikey behind, but yeah, just in the last sector of the last lap, couldn't make it stick. And yeah, Aaron in lead, 9 seconds, the gap to switchback. So yeah, what can you say? GT1 pace, getting back into GT1 ASAP.
Zoms had a massive break-in zone and pulled 4/10 on Junkie Sport in one corner. I mean, it's a bit late, but I think podium is sorted, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, if Junkie Sport somehow manages to make an error into the last turn, that would be a podium for some, but let's have a look. Junkie Sport very cautiously approaching the left and right-hander onto the straight they go. Aaron totally missed that, he was too fast, so he missed, he won the race, just too fast for me. Switchback coming home in P2, and then the last podium spot for Junkie Sport, just slightly ahead of Som. And Jesus Christ, what a eventful race that was.
Oh, you're gonna have your two title protagonists, Aaron and Switchback, starting on the back row together in this one, so...
Sehr gut, Aaron. Aaron.
Good at getting through the pack.
Yeah, very good stuff here from Aaron as ever. Getting another win. And but luckily Switchback just behind, so didn't lose too much out on his championship lead. So let me just quickly save the replay. So now that we are having a reverse crit race for race 3, what do you expect from this? Even more overtakes, carnage everywhere?
Well, the 5 at the front the 4 at the front have had quite a bad night by their standards. Like, Fiat's had a couple of mistakes. Houdini is probably still waking up, so he doesn't know which day it is. Nexus Cat's missed the first race and probably hasn't had time to practice because he had F1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Gravity's made a couple mistakes, but was just on the back of the battle for 5th earlier on, but yeah.
I mean, the story with Nexus Cats, I must say, I remember him from season 7 or 8. It's a long time ago when I raced him in GT2. It's the same story with Lennon. They are very fast, they are very quick drivers, if they just get their practice in. You know, just do a couple of laps around the tracks and then they will be fine.
Yeah. The day I see Lennon practice, though, is the day I run for cover, because that means something bad is happening. Yeah, I've known Lennon in a long time. Coming up 5 years, and I've seen him practice twice for a league race. So.
Yeah. And that's the thing that always frustrated me, especially when I was racing him. He barely practices for a race, and you always think like, yeah, I'm practicing 3 or 4 stints a night and doing 2 or 3 hours every day. Especially when I was in season 9, going for the title in a very tense title battle with SPY, putting so many hours into the game, and then you approach a night and you see like Lennon just entering the lobby like 5 minutes prior to the race, and he smashes you. Like he's smashing your lap times, he's quick everywhere. That's the thing that's frustrating me the most.
Yeah, Lennon is one of the quicker guys over 1 lap. However, his consistency does take a hit with him not practicing as much. But
yeah,
1 lap pace is fantastic.
So, chat, now put your predictions down in the comments. Who's taking a win now, or who's going for the podium? We had like Switchback winning the first race, Aaron the second race. Now that they are starting way down the field, are they able to catch up to the pack quite quickly?
Yeah, whoever's feeling ballsy, pick a winner out of that 12-man grid.
Yeah.
And if you get it right, well done.
Feedback Gaming starting from a pole just ahead of Houdini's Wi-Fi, Cats and Gravity, as we are about to start the 3rd race of the evening. Lights out, Oh, what has happened to Field by Gaming? He's not getting off the line. Oh, and that's a huge carnage on the start-finish straight. Just because Field by Gaming, I don't know what happened to him. He couldn't get off the line. And there's also Mikey involved. Some. Ah, that's unfortunate.
Well, it's not a game glitch because his car's rolling.
Yeah.
So he's not there.
I remember we used to have this starting glitch where somebody couldn't get off the line. He was just stuck in first gear. Or in neutral, actually. So I'm not too sure if we're about to restart the race. Doesn't seem like. I'm not sure what happened to Field by Gaming. He just didn't get off the line. So
well, he's woken up now, so I'm going to guess he did something and forgot
yeah.
to restart. But it's really unfortunate for Mikey and Zol.
Yeah, that's. I don't know what happened there. But now let's focus on the race. Hoodie's Wi-Fi was about to lead the race into the second lap of the race, but now Gravity finds himself in P1. Hoodie's Wi-Fi is battling here side by side with Jonesy. Jonesy just going for P2 now, and there's a slightly bigger gap to P4. Nexus Cats just ahead of Chunky Sport, Aaron in P6, Switchback in P7, Devil's Nightmare in P8, Nobby Norris in P9, and then yeah, the three who had not a good start because of Field by Gaming. So Lee in the chat, exactly doing what I'm always doing in when the F1 races are streamed, picking some totally different podium and winners who has nothing to do with the drivers racing tonight.
He is, but I know these three. So
I'm really hard trying to know these guys. I know Frank Biela he used to race in BTCC, isn't that?
Yeah. All three of them raced in.
Oh, okay, so but I only know Frank Biela when I used to make a livery. Tom in the chat, Richard Osman, Paul Merson, and Chris Tarrant. Whoever those guys are. I don't know any of them.
TV game show hosts, that's what Tom's done.
Okay. Good call.
Yeah, in that time, Gravity unfortunately missed turn 1, clipped the gravel and went wide, and he dropped himself down to 4th, so Jonesy is now a race leader.
Yeah, and Jonesy just in the chat before the race started. Oh, yeah. Just seen that in the background. I was going to say Jonesy in the chat just before the race started. He loves this game, and you can see it. He just joined the season. I think he hasn't done GT Sport too much before, and he's already very quick driver, getting up to speed fairly quickly. And now finds himself in the lead.
He's managed to set fastest lap in this race. He's running by himself, and he's catching up to the back of this pack. So.
Yeah, I mean,
night written off, so keep going, Mikey, and you'll catch the back of this pack.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. The gap is now just under 4 seconds behind Zom. Meanwhile, we have to keep an eye on Jonesy in the lead. Chunky Sport battling with Aaron here for P2.
Honestly, Aaron's made his way through all of the carnage in the opening lap and a half and made his way to P3 already, as Switchback's down in 8th.
Yeah, after just 3 laps, starting from the back of the field, you find yourself in P3. That's very great effort for the moment.
I wish I could do that in GT1, that'd be great.
Oh yeah. That would be very lovely. Oh yeah, I love the reverse grid races because yeah, sometimes it gives you kind of a chance to stay with the pack, stay with the lead pack, but it's very hard to get through because they are all even out on the pace and.
Oh, Chunky Spot go for the lead. Aaron's falling through. Yeah. Aaron and Chunky Spot side by side. I mean, I would think that Lex is going to be quicker in a straight line, but that Impress is holding its own.
Yeah, Aaron just giving Chunky Sport a little bit of a nudge going into turn 1. Making himself aware, exchanging paint. But now Aaron finds himself in the lead of race 3 again. So now it would be interesting to see if he can make a gap, pull out a gap, and spread the field again.
Mikey's found what he needs. He needs to get angry in races because he's just improved on his own fastest lap of the race, and he's got that gap down to 1.3 to the next car.
Yeah. I mean, also SPY in the chat is very right there. Mikey's got a good chance to get back involved still. The gap to the lead was 12 seconds after one lap, and now it's 7.8. And he's just 1.2 seconds behind Som, so yeah. You're right, Pagani. Driving angry with a heated up head. Might get some good lap times in now. Still just under 50 minutes left in the session, so everything to fight for. Purple sector 2 again.
I don't think FIBA wants me to get from the back of the grid to third place in a real sprint race.
I don't know where my pace is tomorrow, so yeah, I just hope for a top 12 finish.
Oh, just switched back, stall on the fastest lap. However, Mikey's got it back for a third lap in a row. He's set fastest lap of the race. Mikey is flying.
Oh, gravity is wide again into the gravel. And then further down we have a nice battle here for P8, Nobby Norris, Nexus Cats. I think some went wide. This gives Mikey now the chance to get a move done, and now he finds himself in P10. But the battle for P8 is still up for grabs here. P7 even. Nobby Norris now ahead of Gravity and Nexus Cats.
Zom's had an incident somewhere as he's dropped to the back of the field.
So let me just quickly check. Okay, Aaron in the lead, just under 7 tenths ahead of Junkie Sport, followed by Jonesy and Houdini's Wi-Fi. But let me go on board with just Mikey now. I just want to see how he's able to get through the field now. If he's actually making a move.
Oh, well, he's pushing Nexus Cats through the corner, and there's contact between Nexus Cats and Gravity and corner exit.
Looked a little bit like it was intentional, but I don't want to put my opinion on that. Oh, Nobby Norris on the grass, Mikey on the grass. That will be definitely a penalty going down the straight.
He's managed to overtake Nexus Cats off track, so maybe he's found the quicker route through the corner. I'm not sure. I wouldn't suggest that line, but you know.
Yeah, sometimes the odd line. Oh. A little bit of a nudge from Nexus Cats, I think. Mikey, now that he's finding himself in the battle for positions, couldn't make the lap times improving. Back in P11. That's unfortunate.
Jonesy's in a Lexus sandwich at the moment, which it's a nice place to be in a Mustang, and it's pretty similar cars.
Yeah, I mean, Junkie Sport maybe can play around a little bit here with Jonesy and help his teammate Houdini's Wi-Fi to get past him.
Houdini's a great run, coming off the hairpin. He's going to get the switch back onto Jonesy into what is now the penultimate corner. Now side by side, Jonesy's on the grass. The Mustang in a straight line.
But very well done here from Houdini's Wi-Fi. Enough space given, so they actually were going side by side into the left and right hander, but I think Houdini's Wi-Fi backed out a little bit because he knew the move wasn't on.
However, if you look behind them, switchback's turned up. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not sure, but there's contact!
That's unfortunate. I think, switchback was a little bit too ambitious going for the move here. Now he's losing out all of the positions again, waiting for Michael behind to rejoin the track, and
that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Michael's not happy.
Oh, he's not happy, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was going for a podium spot there in the end. And now finds himself back in P10 and switchback P11 respectively, so that wasn't the best of moves we've seen tonight.
Yeah, Mikey's got himself up to P8, so it's still going to be good points for the week, so good job.
Brad with the question in the comments, what time is it decent for a lap around here? 24.0, 23.8.
Also, FIBA's bigging me up big time.
Yeah, you're doing like 23.5, yeah. And that was without slipstream, so...
I did one lap at 23.2 where I nailed every corner, which I will not do in qualifying. I'll probably do a 23.7.
23.2, Jesus Christ. I'd be happy to make a 24.2. GT2 pace, get me back into GT2 now.
Oh yeah, we now have a full.
I mean, it would be very lovely to go for race wins every now and then again, so haven't done that too long ago.
Oh, you'll get a race win this season. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, maybe in the last race of the season. On reverse grid. And I'm not in the Audi, so I won't jinx it or bin it.
Well, the Subaru battle for P5 with Nobby Noah's and Gravity is allowed Zom and Mikey to close up, so we have a 4-car trade.
Yeah, Nobby Norris seems to like the P5 tonight. Let's see if he's able to withstand the pressure from Gravity behind. Who's going for a move maybe around the outside, now finds himself for the inside into the right-hander. Turn 8 I think it is, the uphill right-hander. Zom, yeah, that's it. Gravity and Zom both pass Nobby Norris now.
Just a quick flick further up as Zom has got down the inside of Gravity, the penultimate corner. Oh, there's contact between Gravity and Nobby.
Yeah, and I was just going to say they are fighting means Mikey closed the gap again.
It does indeed, but in these 4 cars up the front, Junkie Sport isn't letting Aaron get away too far. Jonesy's looking good for his first podium. I'm not going to jinx it, but Devils is P4, having a great race.
That's right, yeah. So very impressive stuff from Devil's Nightmare tonight. But further down, Zom P5, Nobby Norris now back in P7. Gravity must have made a mistake going into turn 1. And yeah, Mikey's still looking for a possible P5, would be very great after his, unfortunate start there with Feedback Gaming, who didn't get off the line.
Yeah, and has now left the race, so that'll be another DNF unfortunately for you.
And Lee also with the comment, Jonesy's doing an outstanding job. Yeah, that's right. Let me just check the standings. I think we've seen Jonesy on a podium this season already. Was it last week or the first week? I can't remember too much. No, it was Gravity who's done a podium last week on Brands Hatch.
I think Jonesy's still waiting for his first podium. So
yeah.
So far, touch wood.
Looking good for first podium, for a maiden podium tonight, yeah. And Nobby Norris pushing some down the straight into turn 1. Doesn't go for the move. Oh, Gravity very loud on the brakes.
It's a good job. He ghosted, otherwise Nobby.
Yeah, thankfully he ghosted, because that would have been a lunge into the gravel trap there.
Mikey had a really slow last lap, dropped him a little bit further off the back of this pack, but he's still in slipstream range. Like, he just fell out a bit, but he's there or thereabouts. In the background, you've got Switchback and Houdini's Wi-Fi making their way through the park as Nexus Cats has dropped to the back, unfortunately. Oh, T. Smith has come in with Zom and Nobby, who have called a truce temporarily to try and catch up with the cars in front. However, Nobby is now having to defend from Gravity, so
yeah,
I think that truce has become null and void as Gravity looking down the inside.
Gravity looks very racy and very desperate to get past Nobby Norris ahead of him, trying all sorts of moves and even going through the gravel. Yeah.
Mikey's having a great run through the last corner. Just couldn't utilise it to the best of his ability, I don't believe. No. Yeah, that's allowed Zom in 1 lap from 2 seconds to this battle in trio.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes maybe it's wiser to not go for the move and work together. Yeah, nothing Mikey could have done there. He was just in a sandwich there with both Subarus.
Yeah, both Subarus came in on him, and it was Yeah, one of them. Racing, so these things happen.
Yeah, and just before that I was going to say that sometimes going for a move is not the wisest choice. You might work together, don't go for a move, work together, stay in the slipstream of each other, trying to get ahead of the rival ahead of you. But Nobinoris, Gravity, Mikey battling, this means, yeah, Storm just can extend this gap.
Mikey down inside of Gravity gets the move done.
Go on, Mikey. Just, yeah, 3.5 minutes left in the session, or 4.5 minutes, sorry. The gap is 3.8 seconds, so a huge gap, you might think, but I mean, Mikey looked racy, he looked very quick tonight. Maybe you can close the gap. Oh, if you're not in the cross, Mikey!
Oh, Mikey!
Oh. Jesus Christ. Keep your head down. For fuck's sake, I was going. Yeah. Yeah.
That's unfortunate for Mikey.
F in the chat.
That's going to catch you. Indeed, Mikey's going to drop down to last place, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate, but yeah, that's what what you said in race 2. He's sometimes around cars a little bit maybe too ambitious, too nervous, and then he makes slightly big errors.
It's so easy to do. You get the move done, and then the next corner you make the mistake and you fall back behind the car. I did it the first race of the season with Sean. I got past him, then made a stupid mistake, and he got straight back past me again, and I had undone the work I'd just done for 3 laps. So.
Oh, switch back wide into the gravel. Seems like it's not working for switchback in race 3 tonight. At very decent pace in race 1 and 2. Oh, what is happening with Mikey? What? I'm not switching to him. Keep the camera off him. So.
Lee has said that Mikey's Tom impression wasn't very good.
Yeah. You don't want to see it now. Just switch back. And yeah, Mikey not having a great race 3, I must say.
This race at the moment is going to have massive implications for the championship as Aaron's leading.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely, yeah. I'm just checking Aaron, 1.3 seconds in the lead ahead of Chunky Sport, so very good job from Chunky Sport tonight. Haven't seen him too much apart from race 1 where he went for the podium, but yeah, consistency is the key. Try not to get involved in too many battles, just wait for the guys ahead of you making some errors, and then you find yourself on the podium and in P2 even, just 1.6 seconds behind the leader.
I found watching these races back is that if you're not on stream much, it means you've had a very good night.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Jonesy going for a podium, just under 2 minutes left in this race. Go on, boy. You can do it. Devil's Nightmare also very impressive stuff from him in P4. Very good race 3 for him.
Everyone in GT2 having a go at the front, like,
yeah.
You don't have to send them in front 3 every race, so it's fantastic.
Oh, Nobinoris is wide into the gravel. He can't get back on track. Spins again. That's unfortunate. So he finds himself in P11 now, just behind Nexus Cats. Mikey, who is having a quite eventful night. Switch back now, just can hope that Gravity ahead of him might make an error in the last couple laps. So, to keep the gap or the points margin as low as possible.
I know before this race Mikey was thinking about a livery change, but he is slowly taking all of the paint off his livery, so you know, maybe he's just like preempting it, I'm not sure.
So by the end of the season he will drive a plain white car.
He'll go full Lennon and
yeah. Yeah. That's it. All you need, just your name. And maybe some colored rims.
Oh, Gravity's deep into the last corner of the first sector. Switchback is in slipstream range.
Yeah, as I was going to say, just in the couple last 1 or 2 laps of the race, Switchback needs to hope for an arrow Gravity's making ahead of him. And there you go, Switchback now in the slipstream, down the back straight, which is actually not quite a straight, but yeah, you go full throttle through the left kink and then hardly braking into the right-hander. And this also might be their last lap, yeah. Aaron is just starting his last lap. Chunky Sport is also going for another one. Jonesy just, I think, yeah. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Yeah, Jonesy will go for another lap, but here's her first race finisher for the night. Devil's Nightmare coming home in P4.
Devil's finishing 4th, has had a great race.
Very good job, yeah.
Fight back, continued backwards at the start of the race.
Yeah, and after Houdin's wife had this moment with Switchback, comes home in P6, just ahead of Gravity. And Switchback finishes in P8 ahead of Mikey. Could have, yeah, finished much higher up the field, but it wasn't to be in race 3.
However, what we can say is that no matter what happens, Jonesy is guaranteed a podium.
Yeah, that's right. Because now everybody behind just basically finished the race. That's your podium for the night.
Jinx it all we like. Jonesy is getting the podium on this last lap. So well in, Jonesy.
So let's keep an eye on Aaron if he's about to jinx it in the last couple corners. And maybe Chunky Sport is going for a win. But Aaron, even though, yeah, he's 1.3 seconds ahead of Chunky Sport, can take it fairly easily. Going with a slightly... Oh! That was a little bit interesting.
Aaron has thrown away one race win already this season.
Spicy. Spicy. But here's a race winner for race 3, so Aaron with 2 race wins for tonight. And very impressive stuff also from Chunky Sport, finishing in P2. And here's the first podium for Jonesy. Very impressive stuff in the Ford Mustang. Just joined GT2 this season. And yeah, as you can see, he's loving the game. Not just he's like mentioning it before the race, he fairly does. And that's it. Race 3 wrapped up. Week 3 wrapped up for the GT2 boys. And Aaron finds himself now in the lead of the championship.
He does indeed.
So, yeah.
I've now got to win 2 races tomorrow to now match him on race wins, which isn't going to happen. So,
yeah. As I said, I'll be happy to finish in the top 10 somewhere around that. So, even though it's a reverse crit race, I feel like I will be leading the first lap and then just get overtaken by everybody, as always.
Sorry. There's a race win coming for you in the next 2 rounds, I believe it.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I had internet issues, it took me like 5 or 6 weeks to get back to racing again, and now even though with practice and even though with the races and the quality of GT1 is so high up the field, you can't explain. It's unreal. So yeah, but I hope someday, some time will come, I get back to winning again. Yeah, so what can I say? Very eventful race 2 and 3 especially. Thank you for helping me out, Pagani, on the comments tonight. It was very helpful.
My pleasure.
And yeah, as I already mentioned, tomorrow GT1 will be back on track around Sardegna. Don't forget to tune in. 8 PM is your time to go. If you want to follow us, go to Twitter at FTRL Gran Turismo, new Twitter page. And you can also get in touch with us on Twitter at _FTR_. Always good to have new lovely faces. And yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like the stream and stay healthy. Bye bye.